God was about to destroy Nineveh, God sent Jonah to preach against the wickedness of Nineveh. Well, don't think wickedness as an act of crime or prostitutions or same-sex relationships like Sodom and Gomorrah. No, Nineveh were not killing each other. They were not killing each other. They were not hurting each other. Nineveh was complacent. They were called by God as wicked people. God said the wickedness of Ninevehans. Wicked people. They were called by God as wicked people. Why? Because they lost the fear of God. We don't have to commit crime to be labeled wicked by God. We don't have to violate any law for God to call us wicked. If you remember the parable of the talents in Matthew 25, verse 26, I'm just going to go through it quick. Matthew 25, verse 26, this is the parable of the talent which Jesus taught us. And in this parable, we can learn what is meant to be wicked. I am citing this. It's not because the word wicked is wicked. That means the word means crime or committing crime. No, wicked means this. There were 3 servants, and at the day the Lord called the 3 servants, and the 3 servants presented what have they done during the absence of the master. Here's one servant that gave the answer. Lord, I hid the talent that you gave me. I'm not going to go too much of this because you already know the story. In verse 26, this is what the Lord said to him. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant. This man was not a criminal. This man was a servant. The problem is he was wicked and lazy. Why was he wicked? What did this servant do that Jesus called him wicked? He did nothing. He did nothing. He didn't do anything. That's why he's wicked. He didn't do anything, yet he was a servant, but he did not do anything. That's why the Lord called him wicked. See, we don't have to violate the law. We don't have to commit crime. We don't, just by doing nothing as a servant is wickedness when it comes to the eyes of God. Why did he not serve? Because he did not fear his master. If he had feared the Lord who said, go, make this, multiply, do the work, if he really believed and feared, he would. But he didn't. That's why, because he didn't fear the Lord, he was called wicked, lazy servant. Are you with me, people of God? Nineveh was wicked because they did not have the fear of the Lord. But they repented at the preaching of the message of Jonah. They fasted, they prayed. Jonah's message was for them to recognize God. Come on, guys. You're forgetting the God. You forget the God, the Creator. You only have Him for a few seconds each time, and the style of your living shows that you forget the God. You lost the fear of God. That's what Jonah's message to them, to repent and to fear God. And the people feared God. They believed in the message of Jonah. They fasted, they wore sackcloths, they poured ashes on their heads, and they prayed. Why? Even the wealthiest man in Nineveh fasted and prayed. Everyone went humble before God. Hearts were fasting and praying to ask God to forgive us. That was the purpose of the fasting. Forgive us, for we lost the fear of you, oh God.